You feel exhausted, you feel stressed, you feel a little bit off. So you get a standard checkup, your doctor runs the usual labs and says, hey, everything's fine, even though you know it's not. Here's the thing, there's a lot of important tests that aren't part of a standard screening. And without them, you might be missing early clues about your health. Today, I'm going to be talking about 5 lab tests that aren't included in a standard checkup, but will give you a more complete picture of what your health is doing so that you can talk to your doctor about it. And stick around because I'm going to tell you how to get them done without having to make another doctor's appointment. This video is sponsored by Labcorp OnDemand, the service that I personally use when I want lab tests done that go beyond the basics that my doctor just won't order. My wife and I both recently went and had blood work done. I got the 4th one done that I'm going to tell you about in a few minutes, and she got the 5th one. Both of these tests are super important to get an overall picture of exactly what your body's doing. These guys are super professional, and I got the results back within just a couple days without having to make another doctor's visit to talk about it. I'm making a couple changes based on my lab results that I found out. I'll talk about that on a different video. You're going to be absolutely shocked. The convenience of this is a game changer. There's no waiting for weeks to get an appointment or sitting in a crowded waiting room. You walk in, they get you right back, and you're done before you even know what happened. One thing I hate is needles and getting blood work done, but I'm telling you, this was quick and it was painless. All you got to do is choose a time that fits your schedule, walk in, get the sample done, and you're out the door in minutes. There's thousands of Labcorp patient centers nationwide, so it's easy to find one, whether you're at home, whether you're at work, or whether you're traveling. All you have to do is purchase a test on Labcorp OnDemand online, schedule an appointment, or you can just walk right in to one of Labcorp's 2,000 plus facilities nationwide. Your test is processed at Labcorp's CAP-accredited, CLIA-certified laboratories, the same labs trusted to typically process 3 million samples a week. You'll be notified by email when your results are ready, oftentimes the next day. You can see your results online in your Labcorp patient portal. If something comes up that requires prompt attention, they may contact you by phone. So for the ladies, the women's health test is a great way to take a look at key hormones, vitamins, and other markers that can impact everything from energy and mood to long-term wellness all in one panel. For the guys, tests like the men's health test can help identify potential risks for heart disease, evaluate how lifestyle factors are impacting your overall health, and check your testosterone levels to address changes that can impact your energy, your mood, and your performance. No matter what your health goals are, Labcorp OnDemand makes it easy. It's easy to choose the right test for you, it's easy to get your results quickly, and it's easy to know the next steps towards feeling your best. Go to the link down below or in the description and use code Southern Keto to get 20% off selected tests, including the women's health test, the men's health test, and others I'm going to talk about right now. The link and the code are right there and in the description. Now let's talk about the 5 tests I believe you should get that your doctor is not going to order. Number 1 is the comprehensive heart health test. Routine heart checks usually stop at total cholesterol, LDL, HDL, and triglycerides. That's a start, but it does not tell the whole story. The comprehensive heart health test goes deeper. Markers like ApoB, the lipoprotein particle size, which is really what we want to be concerned about, LPA, and inflammation markers like HSCRP. So why is that important? Well, you can have cholesterol in the normal range, but you can still have risk factors if your LDL particles are small and dense, or your ApoB is high. And vice versa. You can have total cholesterol that's high, but if your LDL particles are big and buoyant, you need to have that conversation with your doctor as well. It's the difference between looking at a tire's tread and actually checking its structural integrity to make sure you're not going to have a blowout. Something may look really good or really bad at first glance, but once you get into the mechanics of it, it tells a totally different story. The second test you should definitely have done is a cortisol test. Cortisol is your body's stress hormone. When it's consistently high or consistently low, that can mean trouble. It can impact your energy, your mood, your metabolism, and your sleep patterns. The challenge is cortisol levels are very rarely monitored or checked unless there's a suspicion of a chronic condition. But chronic stress over time can cause imbalance, leaving you wired at night, fatigued in the morning, or struggling to recover from daily demands. We talked a lot about this in my sleep series. A cortisol test is going to tell how your stress response system is performing. If it's functioning right, if it's not functioning right, then you can get with your healthcare professional to figure out what to do next. If you're gaining unexpected weight, cortisol affects insulin, which is the #1 thing responsible for weight gain. If you're having trouble losing weight, cortisol may be to blame. The third test that is super important that your doctor may not order is a vitamin D and a vitamin D deficiency test. Vitamin D is involved in everything from immune function to bone health to hormone balance. But a lot of people have low levels and don't even know it. And the vitamin deficiency test goes well beyond vitamin D. It measures nutrients like B12, folate, magnesium, and zinc. So you'll also know if your electrolyte levels are in check or not. The benefit of this is you can see exactly where you're low. My multivitamin is formulated to take care of a lot of these issues and address them, but you can still address specific gaps in your nutrition as well as see what your body may not be absorbing the way it should be. The fourth test that every man should have, and the one I had done just recently, is a free testosterone versus total testosterone test. I've been running an experiment that I'm going to talk about in a future video, along with the specific reasons my testosterone dropped so big. You're going to be shocked at what foods cause this. But testosterone is not just about muscle. It influences energy, mood, libido, and overall vitality for men and women. A total testosterone test measures the amount of testosterone in your blood. That includes testosterone that's bound to proteins and not immediately available for use, as well as the small amount of testosterone that's actually free and available. So a free testosterone test only measures the unbound and active form that your body can use right now. So sometimes your total level can look right, but your free level is what's actually impacting how you feel right now. So testing both can give you and your healthcare professional a true picture of what's really going on in your body and how to address it. Is your testosterone in its optimal range, or is something keeping it from doing its job? Number 5, super important for the ladies, the menopause test. Changes in your mood, your energy, your weight, and your sleep can occur way before your final menstrual cycle. The menopause test measures things like FSH, LH, and estradiol. These things will help identify whether you're in perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause. That's very important to get your hormones right to craft an approach for whatever it is that you want to accomplish. Knowing where you're at in the transition can help you and your healthcare professional figure out what to do, and you can make informed choices about nutrition, exercise, and possible treatment options if that's what you're open to. Most standard checkups will not include any of these tests unless you have some sort of diagnosis. The earlier you have the information, the more you can do with it. And it's so important to take your health into your own hands. I talk about this all the time on my channel. So get these tests done at Labcorp OnDemand because they're trusted, they're convenient, they're fast, and you can have access to the exact tests I talked about or any of the other ones that your healthcare professional won't order. If you want to get these tests done and take your health into your own hands, go to the website right there or click down in the pinned comment and use code Southern Keto to get 20% off. When it comes to your health, knowledge isn't just power, it's prevention. Which one of these tests have you never had, or any other ones that you haven't had but want to explore more? Let me know down in the comments. Stay healthy, get your lab tests right, and I'll see you in the next video.